So I wanted to really emphasize where our water comes from. A large portion of our water comes from snowpack in the Sierras, and that makes its way, it melts, it comes down rivers, it goes into the Delta. And so our water, we pump from 3 locations in the Delta, and that makes its way to our treatment plants and then to your home. And so it's a really important process and cycle that we rely on every single day. Now, what we're seeing with droughts is that snowpack is reduced, not just temporarily, but with climate change, it's becoming more permanent. We're getting less and less snowpack with climate change predictions. And so droughts are also going to more than likely be more intense and more frequent. So that really makes water efficiency, getting to be water efficient now, a high priority. I think everyone should do what they can to improve their water efficiency. It not only reduces your water bills, you're going to save water, you're going to save money. That water is going to stay in the rivers and the Delta, which will help with Delta wildlife and fish species. And ultimately, you're building drought resiliency. A front yard that's low water use or drought tolerant plants is going to be way more resilient through mandatory restrictions in the future than a lawn that might have to be let go completely. So I think it can actually, it's the future for home values, I personally think. So as far as how much water you use in your home, the average family, it uses 150 gallons per day in the wintertime. And then when irrigation season comes back on, it goes up to 360 gallons per day on average. So imagine 360 of these gallons sitting in your front yard, in the lawn or in the shrubs. Some would be inside too. It's a lot of water, and a lot of it is going into the outside. It's primarily irrigation and landscaping, a large portion of single-family residential water use. Faucets and showers, they use 9%. Clothes washers are 12%, and toilets are 15%. Now leaks, on this chart, it only shows 4%, but many studies show that they're easily up to 12% for single-family residential customers. So trying to find those leaks and addressing outside water use is really going to be the way towards water savings. So I want to really first to dive into the indoor water savings that you can achieve. And you may have done some of these things already, but basically making sure you've updated your clothes washers, you have high efficiency toilets, and you have high efficiency shower heads. Now with the older clothes washers, they used up to 45 gallons of water per cycle. And now the new clothes washers, they only use 13 gallons or less. So what you're going to want to look for, when you're shopping is just look for the Energy Star logo. And that'll save you up to 9,000 gallons of water per year and up to $200 in energy costs compared to the older machines. So typically they're front loaders, but they are starting to make them top loader as well. But front loaders by far most efficient. So toilets, they've gone down significantly in water volume over time. And they got a really bad rap in the 90s and early 2000s. The 1.6 gallon per flush, they didn't perform very well. They didn't work. But the current 1.28s and even less now, they re-engineered the toilets and they work really, really well. The performance is very high. And so upgrading your toilets, that'll save you about 8,000 gallons per year, if not more. As I said, since the engineering's changed, the performance is way better. And what I always recommend people to is the maptesting.com. And that's a third-party testing website that basically checks the performance of these toilets. And so the best performers are over 600 grams per flush. I recommend 1,000. So, but that's what you want to check when purchasing a toilet. Now, as far as toilet leaks, they're the most common leak ever. It's the main leak we'll find in households. So we really recommend doing a toilet leak check. We give out free dye tablets at the Contra Costa Water District. And what you do is you drop them in the tank, wait about 15 minutes, check the water in the bowl. The water should be clear. If it's blue, it means that that water has leaked through. This flapper valve right here will often go bad. So you might have to replace your flapper. The other things you really want to check for, you want to make sure your water level is not overflowing into the fill tube. And you want to make sure your chain is adjusted properly, not too short, not too long, that's not getting stuck under the flapper. And of course that your handle's working. So that's a really great thing you can do. Do the toilet leak dye tab tests. Now, as far as shower heads, they're 1.75 gallons per minute that we give out for free. That's the only thing you can buy in California. And the ones we do give out do have a built-in shutoff valve that can be quite helpful when showering. So otherwise, indoors, check for other leaks in your usual locations. Since it can be up to 12% of use, the chances are you might have a leak. So check your toilet, check your irrigation valves, check your pool fill valve if you have a pool, make sure that's operating properly, your outdoor faucets, a water softener even, and the water lines in and under the house. But by far, the biggest savings that you're going to get are in the landscape. And there are actions that you can take that are no cost savings, that will give you no cost water savings, low cost savings, and then there are ones that require a larger investment to get those savings. So I'm going to go through those. As far as the no cost savings that you have, the best thing you can do is to adjust your watering schedule regularly. Once a month, adjust your watering schedule. Stop overwatering established shrubs and inspect your irrigation system regularly. All these are free. As for the adjusting your watering schedule, we recommend to water in the early morning, not during the day, not right before sunup. We recommend using multiple cycles. So instead of one long run time, you split your run time up into multiple cycles, and that prevents runoff. Our clay soil can't handle that. We recommend using multiple programs. So instead of putting everything on one program, all your zones, all your stations, you put them on your turf grass or high water use plants on one program that can be irrigated frequently. And then you put your shrubs, low water use plants on another program, which can be irrigated far less frequently. And that's how you're going to achieve water savings. So, and then of course, adjusting your watering days as the season changes. And so what we recommend is to use our lawn and landscape watering schedule. And that's available online at ccwater.com/conserve. And this is kind of what it looks like, or one side of it. It gives you for landscape, for shrubs, plants, and then for lawn, different sprinkler types. And it'll tell you how many cycles to run, how long to run them for, and then how often to run, depending on the month that you're in. So, July is being the peak month. So I recommend everyone download this guide off our website. It's a great resource. So the no cost savings, not overwatering your shrubs. Drought tolerant, low water use plants do not need more than 1 day per week. They just don't. So another reason for multiple programs. Your higher use shrubs may need 2, max of 3 days a week in July. So the other things you can do is inspect your irrigation system. And you're going to be checking for broken sprinklers. You're going to be checking for blocked sprinkler heads. maybe even sunken heads, raising that head up is going to provide better coverage, better than upping your minutes on the controller. Misting, where we might recommend a pressure reducer at your irrigation valves to resolve that problem. And then misdirected heads, going around and making sure your heads are irrigating what they should be. And then drip systems, making sure there's no breaks in your drip tubing. So those are all the free ones. Now, as far as small investment, you can add mulch in the shrub beds. You can upgrade your sprinklers. You can convert your sprinklers to a drip system in shrub areas, and you can purchase a smart irrigation controller. So mulch is a great product. It retains your soil moisture, it reduces weeds, it protects the roots of your plants, and it improves the soil. So I highly recommend you install mulch in your shrub bed areas. Now, another small investment you can make is you can upgrade to multi-stream rotating nozzles. That's this type of nozzle here. Switching those out will improve coverage dramatically and improve the efficiency of your landscape irrigation system for a relatively low cost. You can convert your sprinklers to drip irrigation, where you can apply water directly to the source that it's needed. And then, of course, you can purchase a smart irrigation controller where you can review your irrigation settings. You can, turn on an irrigation system from your sofa watching TV. Or you can go out into the garden and turn on station 1, turn on station 2, and do your walkthrough. They irrigate based on the weather and the plant parameters that you put in, and they adjust automatically. So we have a rebate for that. Now, the largest investment that you can make is replacing your lawn with a water-wise landscape. So converting turf to a low water use. And we've done many thousands of properties across Contra Costa Water District have gone through our rebate program, where you can get up to $1,000 to remove your turf and put in low water use plants. Now that is $1 per square foot that will give you. So depending on the size of your landscape. So I gave you a lot of information real quick, limited time. So for the indoor water savings, make sure to upgrade your clothes washers, make sure your toilets are upgraded so they're not leaking. Your shower heads are upgraded. For the landscape water savings, they're no cost savings. Adjust your watering schedule monthly. Stop overwatering your shrubs and inspect your irrigation system. No cost. Small investment for savings, add mulch, upgrade your sprinklers, and convert sprinklers to drip in your shrub areas, and purchase a smart irrigation controller and go through our rebate program. And then a large investment for savings would be doing a lawn conversion and trying to go through our rebate program. So drought-proofing your home, it really does work. So my supervisor, he lives in a community of 50 similar homes. And over time, he's done everything, right? He's replaced his clothes washer, he's replaced his toilets, his shower heads, he did his landscaping. Now his behavior is more conserving than others, but he is saving a tremendous amount of water compared to the average resident in the neighborhood. And it's only decreased over time. Here in 2017, he was using the average resident 280 gallons per day. He's down to 110 gallons per day on average for the year. So it's 50% less than the typical household. He saved over 627,000 gallons in the past 10 years. So a lot of water. So what I would ask of you is where can you save water the most in your household? Take a look, compare your winter use to your summer use, see how much you're irrigating. Is it time to upgrade some of your fixtures? How many people do you have in your home? Is your winter use seem normal for the number of people in your home? How big is your landscape? Is it time to remove some lawn, perhaps? So definitely recommend taking action. And I really recommend everyone sign up for mywaterreport.com, where you can view your historical use going back several years. You can set leak alerts, high use notifications as well. And if you need additional assistance, you can always do a WaterWise house call, and the contact information is here. And then again, you can get that from our website at ccwater.com/conserve. So that is about all I have for this evening. I want to thank everyone for listening.